a lot of spirit, I gotta say. And it took 2 tapes to get you. You have duct tape in the bag?
No, don't tell me that. Stop it.
If I was sitting next to him.
Oh, you have duct tape? In case, just in case. Also, might need to borrow that and bring it for him.
Yeah,
good.
You didn't see the first one.
So I had a colonoscopy this week. And if you haven't ever had one, you have something to look forward to. Because once you get to the hospital, your work is done. And then it's kind of like being at the spa. The hardest thing I had to do was they said, would you please roll on your side? I'm like, I would be happy to. And you know what? They wanted me to roll on my side because they needed access. And it was easier if I did it than when they did it when I was asleep. And they put in one of these bite, you know what bite guard is? You do? It's horrible. Like it makes me gag like you get that gag reflex, but it doesn't allow you to do it. So it's like I'm like panicking, like and you could tell they were getting irritated. They're like, no, keep it in your mouth. You gotta keep it in your mouth. Yeah, I know. But it's like, they're like, we'll see you in a minute. Have a good nap. And I was like, dude. I mean, I wasn't aware of the good part, but I know I did. Like there was one moment where I'm sure it was like, thank God, get it in his mouth. Okay, good. But that gaggy thing is it's not easy. Does anyone have that experience? Like when you get the ball gag in?
Oh yeah.
I knew it would do it.
Wait a minute, I have a question. You put those balls in your mouth every day.
I do, but I can close my mouth. It's when I can't, when this happens, I get the gag reflex and I can't, like when I can't finish, I'm like, but when the balls are in my mouth, I can close, so it's fine. So anyway, that was my week. The hard part is the prep. And it was my second one, but I don't remember the no fiber. And I eat very healthily. So the only food that I have at my house is like chickpeas and black beans and whole wheat bread. And it comes time that I'm hungry, and I'm like, holy crap, I don't have anything to eat. It's like, wait, I got some shitty Krusty's pancake mix. So I dug in the back, and it was like 2 years old, like just pancakes. And it was like, wait, I love pancakes. Like, and normally I would just not allow myself to eat that shitty, but I had to. And then the second day, I almost got sick just from the sugar. Just like, oh, no, God, no. So I'm done on pancakes. Well, welcome to MooNiE Tales. I wasn't going to talk about that, but because I'm on the, and I had a root canal last week, the week before, and I got to get a crown on Tuesday. Like, welcome to 61. I'm 61. It's no fun.
Yeah, I know that.
You hear that?
I know it.
It's just constant maintenance.
64, baby.
Get out there. Okay. Anybody have questions? That's what this show's about questions. You know, I wanted to talk about professional courtesy, only because something kind of funny. It's not going to be funny to you, but it's funny to me, and it's dear. So this morning, I have, you know, it's hard to like, you get them out of like a gumball machine, and it's that sticky rubber toy thing that if you throw it, it sticks to the wall for a little while. Okay, I've got one of those, but it's a tongue. I don't know why I have it. I think someone gave it to me. I don't remember. It's been in the bottom of my basket for a while. It has a horrible consistency. But I put it, if you look closely, it's on my stage. The door that's recessed behind, like where we go in and out, where the swordsman and I go in and out, there's a piece of wood on the back door. It's not a real door, it's a cosmetic door. And the tongue is there. And this morning, I was like, I'm just going to put it there and see what the swordsman say. So I put it there, and I didn't realize that Guido was paying attention. And he goes, and he's shining his boots, and he goes, what do you got there, MooNiE? And I said, it's a tongue. And he goes, oh, of course. And that is the professional courtesy that we have for each other. He didn't ask me why I put a tongue there. He just said, well, of course. And that was it. And there is a certain professional courtesy that we have with each other. We all have professional courtesy, like plumbers. Come on over. I'm working at this house. You need to poop? Go ahead. Plumbers, they invite their friends over. So there's professional courtesy in whatever business that you have. I had one of my buddies is super famous, and he lives in LA. When I do shows in LA, he brings a big group, and they're all famous too. And they've all got kids. And one of the guys, I didn't know who he was, but I pulled him up to do the butt guy, the guy who lifts me up, right? So I pull him up, and afterwards he thought I had such a great time, he bought one of my pins. Cut to like 10 months later, they're in Illinois, and we're in a bar having drinks. And I show up, and that guy, whose name is Dan, is there at the bar. And I walk in, and he goes, MooNiE! I'm like, Dan, awesome! And he's like, dude, your show, I love your show, it's so good. And we talk about my show. And he's very kind, he's very generous with his compliments. And he goes, look, and he points at his backpack. And he's got his backpack there. It's just a dorky little like JanSport backpack. And it's got my pin on it, a couple things. And I'm like, oh, damn, that's so cool. So we're talking, and I know most of the guys that he hangs out with are famous one way or another, and they were there for a D&D convention. So I'm narrowing it down. I'm like, he plays D&D with my buddy, and I'm like, wait. And I go, are you the Game of Thrones guy? And he's like, yeah. So Dan is, I don't never watched Game of Thrones, but he's the guy that created Game of Thrones. It's his show. Wow. He's the guy that cast it all. He's the guy that hired the screenwriters. He created the show. And I'm like, that is so awesome. I'm like, dude, the Game of Thrones guy had his hands on my butt. And I said, Dan, do you mind if I tell people that you had your hands on my butt? He goes, this is a direct quote. He said, it would be an honor. That is the professional courtesy that we have for each other as artists, as performers. And it is important that we uphold that, you know? We have to have this understanding with each other. Another example, my same buddy. He was on tour with Lollapalooza, and it was years ago, and they did when Lollapalooza was in Cincinnati. Anybody go to Lollapalooza when it was in Cincinnati? Yeah, okay. So
it's a low-flying guy again. This guy's flying way too low.
Not stop looking for me. And that year, Lollapalooza was still touring. It wasn't just in Chicago. And they were hubbing out of Chicago and then fly to Kansas City, fly to Milwaukee, fly wherever they were going, just like the Midwest shows. So they were going to Cincinnati. My buddy goes, hey, you and Riley, you want to come to Cincinnati with us on the jet? Because they would fly in, do the show, then take the van back to the airport, and then fly back to Chicago and go to sleep in Chicago and then be there. So I'm like, of course I said yes. So we're going to fly on this jet, and I didn't want to go. Because I was scared. Not flying, like I fly all the time. Like I travel all around the country all year long, and I fly a lot. So I wasn't afraid of flying. I was afraid of flying, and I really was scared. I was so relieved when it was over. I was afraid of flying on a plane with rock stars, because rock stars crash. And I wasn't afraid of dying. That wasn't the thing that I was afraid of. What I was afraid of was it was going to crash when I was on it, and the headline was going to be Audio Slave, rock stars dead. and a couple other guys. Like, I didn't want that to be my legacy, right? Of like, and a couple of other guys. And so we got on the plane, and it was just, I was just Mr. Professional Courtesy. So the flight attendant, who was like, as you'd imagine, the flight attendant to rock stars, and she's like, "What would you like for dinner?" And everyone's saying, and then she comes to me and she kneels down. She's all mine. What would you like for dinner? And I, like, there wasn't a menu. And I'm such a rude, I didn't know what to say. And she's just waiting. So I look over at my buddy gives me this face.
Order something.
And I'm like, oh, like I can just order whatever I want. Whatever I want. And then they'll get it in Cincinnati. And then they'll bring it and we'll eat it on the plane. And I was like, oh my, this is such rock star stuff. I should embrace it. But then I realized, well, somebody has to pay for it. Chicken. I ordered chicken. It's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done. I could have ordered anything.
Chicken's awesome.
It is awesome, but not when you can get something better. Like, is chicken the best? Is chicken the best thing? No. Is chicken the best thing? Is chicken the best thing? Yes. You love chicken. He's laughing. He's like, she's a chicken person? Okay, so we got 2 for chicken. What? I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. But I did eat that. I did at that point. I couldn't eat anything. So, raise your hand if you would have ordered chicken. Well, that's more than I thought. I didn't want chicken. I just didn't want to be greedy. It was so sad. Like, all right, whatever.
What would you have ordered?
What would I have ordered? Crab cakes, maybe? Like, give me some crab cakes with like some Maryland crab cakes, not those shitty deep fried ones. Yeah, blue crab cakes in the remoulade that they scoop on.
Oh man!
Holy shit! I had one of the best things I've ever had was in Maryland. The crab cakes. Bruce said, "Order the crab cakes." You never listen to me. Listen to me. Order the crab cakes. So I ordered the crab cakes. I was so stoned. And I will never forget it. Every single bite of that crab cake was better than the last one. It was a mystical experience. So yes, Maryland group, they would have had to fly to Maryland to get them because you can't get them anywhere else. Or anybody had whole bellies from New England? You know what whole bellies are? Okay, they're clams. You only get them in New England because they're very perishable. So usually when you get clam strips, it's just the leg. But the whole belly is the soft matter that is usually just thrown away. But in New England, they bread the whole thing and they deep fry it. And so there's a creamy paste body that is a very dubious consistency. So in New England, they love it. It's a delicacy. But the creamy paste body, the first time you taste it, like, is that food? But then you get used to it, and it is one of the best things I've ever eaten. The creamy paste body. So if you're ever in New England, get the bellies. They call them bellies. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Perfect.
Is
Now you can stop
that
talking about
like
eating.
haggis?
What?
Is that like haggis?
I've never had haggis. Is it?
No, we don't have haggis in the Shire.
You're asking about something that you've never had from a guy who's never had it.
We have had haggis before, and I don't know a lot because I don't really leave the Shire.
So I see where you were going with that. I have had the creamy paste body with the bellies, but have I had the creamy paste body, if that's what it is, with haggis?
Is it haggis?
It isn't haggis. No, it's a clam where they scoop the whole thing out, and there's a creamy, chewy, not so chewy paste body that is inside the clam that usually they just throw it away. But not in New England, they eat the whole thing. Yeah, it's gnarly. Anybody else have a question that's not about haggis? Because pork belly is a whole different thing. That's.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
Oh my gosh, my favorite childhood memory. The first one that comes to my mind was I was at a wedding and I was 14 and it was a Catholic wedding, so there was a lot of drinking going on there. And it just seemed like everyone could drink, like because everyone had a beer. So I went up to the bar. I was 14, and I was like, I was like, got out of a bud, like just trying to act. But I wasn't overacting, but I just was trying to act like it would be fine, right? I'll have a bud, and he's like, are you old enough? I'm like, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then I look over, and then and it's like, who else is gonna be there? But they're all friends of my mom and dad. And there's this lady who is a good friend of my mom and dad's, and she's just on the side watching the whole thing, and she's like, just laughing and laughing. And then he gave me a beer, and I was like, awesome. So I got it. That's the beauty of being Catholic. If you're not Catholic, you were missing out on something.
It's also the beauty of being old, because that wouldn't happen today. And I'm not saying you're old, because I'm older.
Wow.
No, you are saying that. I'm 61. I already said it. That wouldn't happen today. No. Although my daughter is 19, and apparently, like, fake IDs are ubiquitous. They're ubiquitous. Everyone's got them, and they're really good ones. Like, you can't tell the difference. And in my day, when I was 19, no way. They all looked crappy, so you couldn't get away with it. But now, my daughter's copies. Like, hell yeah, nobody even. And she looks like she's 12. She's not an old-looking 19-year-old girl. But it's whatever. I mean, we couldn't get away with it. So I just waited till I was 21, except for that day. I don't drink anymore, so it's not like alcohol was a special thing. Like, you know, I don't know if that was my favorite thing, but it's hard to, like, there's a whole lot of years, you know, that really, it wasn't the time that kid, Chucky Drought, ran at my bike and kicked me over. It wasn't that. It was I was 14 too, and he ran. He saw me coming, and I couldn't avoid it. It was like I was on the train track. There was no way I could get it because I was on my bike. And he just ran, and there's nothing. He just kicked me over. And then he laughed.
Did he ever like that?
Yeah, I have no idea what it was. He went to prison though. He went for murder. He did. He's in prison for murder, but he just was evil. He just wanted to make people hurt. And so I was one of them. What? He was a bully. He was just a bully. Yeah. Anybody else? Question? All right. Well, okay.
You said you had a dream before this show, because you said that you didn't.
I did.
What was your dream?
I got it actually. Yeah, so it's sort of a trick. I say this wasn't the dream. This was an attempt to make money, which is kind of dumb. It seems dumb. But the dream was being an actor. And I've done, not a ton, but, you know, a fair amount of television shows, like big shows, and done some movies. And this pays better than that. Unless you're a regular on the show, if you're like a guest, for a good guest star on a TV show, like a big one, you're just not making that kind of money. So this is consistent. You work every week. This paid for all the kids and the stay-at-home mom for a wife. And I got the dream, but I just didn't get it it just didn't become the full-time thing. And I am an actor. That's a nice career, and I've always had that career as well. Just had a call back for a movie, a really nice movie, on Friday. I was going to come back. I usually leave it early, but I had to stay for the callback with producers and stuff. Yeah.
Last year you told us you were in a movie, and I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't out yet.
It's still not out, which isn't a good sign. But it did have some stars in it, some minor stars in it. So
we wanted to watch it.
I want to see it too. They don't tell us. Like, basically, you get cast in a movie.
Right.
Unless you're the star, they don't give you any of their numbers. So when they call you to the set, and they're like, awesome, you're here. Come on in. Great, awesome. Sit down here. We're going to fix your hair. We're going to do the makeup. You're like, okay, go to your trailer. We'll call you. And then you're on the set. Everybody's super nice. Everybody's super nice. So I shot for 4 days. It was a nice little part. And then when I was done, when you're done on a movie set or a TV show, what they do when you're done with your last scene, they go, all right, Phil Johnson. That's me. That's my real name. Phil Johnson is wrapped, everybody. And so everybody on the set, they always applaud for everyone as they complete work. And then you change into your regular clothes, then you leave, and you never hear anything again. That's it. Your job is done. They only need you to go on camera, and then they don't tell you anything. So I don't know what the status is. I would like to see it. It's called The Up and Comer. Yep. And I liked the script. It was cool. It was a cool thriller. And the director was a good director. So we'll see. It's just not out. I think it was self-funded by the screenwriter, though. So that's often when you have a vanity project like that, sometimes the money runs out, and maybe they didn't have money for editing. I don't know. Anything can happen. Even if it's in the can, and it just never comes out. You just never know. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, sir. No, it wasn't anything other than just like my life evolving as it evolved. Like I can't take credit for any of it. Like literally. So I used to do the Mud Show. Not this Mud Show, the original Mud Show, which started in 1979. This is a different group that started later. And I did the Mud Show, and on the way to my first gig, the guy said, "You gotta have a funny name." And I was like, well, what? Like what? He was like, well, Spiny Nodules, or Hack Patooey, or Billy Von Billy, or Lutilla Fair Dinkum. So something silly like that. So I thought about it and I said, how about Mildew Flowers? And he said, no. And then he said, MooNiE the Slut. That was my name, MooNiE the Slut. So a couple of years later, I'm at another Renaissance fair, and I'm doing the Mud Show at that fair, and the entertainment director, who was a real sarcastic guy's like, all right, what's your bagger name? Tell me what your bagger name is. I said, it's MooNiE the Slut. And he says, no. MooNiE the Magnif'Cent. So that's how I got my name, MooNiE the Magnificent. A couple of years later, that same guy said, you should have your own show. I said, I don't have a show. So that's okay, I'll pay you $150 a day. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but that was in 1988. So $150 a day was a decent amount of money at that point. And he said, go out and learn. And I did. I did know how to juggle already. Yeah, and I already knew how to, I could do a fair amount of tricks. So I just went out and practiced, and I was bad. But luckily I had a class, like a workshop at the International Jugglers Association. Doesn't that sound pretty cocky? That sounds, I don't want to be cocky, but I was there at the workshop at the International Juggling Convention. And the guy said at the convention, the comedy workshop, he said, you're going to suck for the first 200 shows. And he was about right. And after that, it just got better. So it just evolved. Like I'm here simply because I wasn't smart enough to get out of the way. Yeah, bro.
Is that why you chose the chicken on the fly?
Is that why I chose what?
Because you didn't think.
I didn't think about it. I thought, oh,
Because you're a dumbo.
I didn't have my own show. So I thought, yeah, I should have my own show. Because the Mud Show, you can't do it outside the Renaissance.
But I mean, like, you're learning how to juggle, man. Why not learn how to do a big craft?
A craft?
Yeah. I'm telling you, all those big crafts out there that people make lots of money with.
Yeah, but I was a performer. Like I wanted to be in front of people. Like I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to act. You know, I wanted to do that. So, be it making masks was not a thing that was going to be my thing. God bless the people who make masks, but that just wasn't my thing.
But you like being a dumbo.
Do I like being a Dumbo?
Because that's kind of like your character up on that stage, right?
It is kind of, yeah. I'm not a very bright character.
I mean, I like him.
It's not about whether you like someone or not. It's about who's in charge. I'm in charge.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm in charge. Every single second, I'm in charge. I'm in charge on stage, and I'm in charge of you. And you found that out, didn't you? You found that out.
Yeah.
And it was fine. Like we didn't have a problem with it, but we found out that MooNiE is in charge. Every single second. So I might be dumb, but I'm in charge. My show, I say what happens. Right?
Why do you whistle so loud?
How do I whistle so loud? A lot of breath. And you just got to get the right position in your mouth.
What's your amateur?
The whistle is, so I stick my lower teeth out. And so the upper lip changes the pitch. But I didn't know how they moved me from the tiny stage to the big stage. You can hear I used to go to direct people, and everyone could hear it. They moved me to the big stage, you couldn't hear it. So in a couple of weeks, I learned how to whistle because I needed to communicate with them. They needed to be able to. I didn't think of it. I just had to survive. Like it's just me trying to survive in a world that was teaching me how to survive. And either you sink or you swim. And the only way that you swim is if you're in charge. You got to be in charge. That's your job. All right. Does anyone have anything else? It's 5:29. Yeah, sir. You're nice.
Did you play hacky sack in high school?
I was not good at hacky sack. I really am good at this move only. That was it.
That's hacky.
But you have to be able to go, oh, dude, you gotta put. I never played it. It was like the stoned guys in a circle. And I just was like, I got better things to do than be stoned in a circle. When I'm in this, that's a dirty joke. We don't need those. Anybody else? All right.
I saw you in Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's different every year. Well, not wildly different every year, but this year there was one in Bonita Beach, Florida, then in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, then Los Angeles, then it was in an island called Whidbey Island in the Puget Sound in Washington State, then Portland, Oregon, then the Bristol Renaissance Fair, and now here for 35 weekends all around the country. I drive everywhere I go, and then I fly back and forth in between, except for the Bristol show or here, because then all I have to do is get up and drive to work. Otherwise, I got to get on a plane, and I fly around the country all the time, and that's no fun. Yeah. So I think it was 7 this year. One of them was 1 weekend, and one of them was 2 weekends. So Bristol's 9 weekends, so it varies all the time. I like the longer ones. They're better, less setup, easier. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from the northern suburbs of Chicago. So, really? Where are you from?
Arlington Heights.
Me too. Well, I'm from Liberty though.
Okay.
And I live in Mundelein.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk was from
Arlington Heights. Yep. He went to my sister high school.
You did?
He went to Wheeling.
You went to Wheeling, yeah. I thought Wheeling is its own town.
It's a township. Well, it's a town and a township. Part of the Wheeling Township.
And where did you go?
Mount Prospect.
Oh. All right. God bless. Okay, all right. So, thanks for being here. It was supposed to be hot, but it didn't feel as hot as they said it was going to be.
It was warm though.
You're right. It was, but it didn't feel as brutal as they called for it. So, and a lot of times if they call for rain, come on a rain day. because it never rains as much as they say it's going to rain, and the lines are shorter. Yeah, you can have a great time on a rain day. So thanks for being here. I'm going to put my basket out. I'm not passing the hat like I do with the other show. So, because I know a lot of you already passed that, donated something, and I don't want to feel like I'm double dipping. But I also want you to know it's important to me that you know that of all the people here, I am the last person that would stop you from putting money into the basket. But I'm not actually asking for it. And I do have the pins and all that if you're interested. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your questions. Drive safe. Be well. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching the 2025 Ohio Renaissance Festival Series Feast of Fools Weekend and joining me for Storytime with MooNiE the Magnif'Cent. New videos are coming out daily, so don't miss them. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and don't forget to like, comment, and share to help others find it. I post videos from events and things to do all around Miamisburg and beyond, so come back anytime to see what's new. I'm Miamisburg Jay, sharing real people, real places, and real stories. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.